Hey there, I am back with another Free the Pip Friday. This is the series where we explore some of the rarer decks that you don't see open up all that often. I love freeing the pip on all of my decks, especially those rare ones that are sitting sealed in most people's collections. So I like to take this as an opportunity to share that experience with you guys. And today we're going to be looking at the Parlour Dynastinae from the Gentleman Wake and Stockholm17. Now, Gentleman Wake's one of the best playing card reviewers on YouTube today. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Highly recommended, some of the just fantastic reviews. But to produce his own first deck of playing cards, he teamed up with some of the legends in playing cards to make it happen. The deck itself is designed by the one and only Stockholm17, aka Lorenzo. Always does fantastic work. And for the tuck cases, he went with Lautrec. Lautrec does some of the best printing and tuck cases in the world, not to mention some beautiful decks in his own right. So it's amazing to see this collaboration of some of the great minds in playing cards today. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so the deck is inspired in the name by Dynastinae, which is the scientific name for this scarab beetle that you see here in the center. Large beetle with the wings spread out to the side. The tuck case is done on this beautiful forest green and matte finish with tons of embossed details throughout. The blind embossing, no ink, just embossing, forms this really deep damask pattern across the back that really just has this super elegant feel. And then that's paired with lots of gold foiling. The gold and green's a classic and great combination. You have the name of the deck, the Parlour Dynastinae, across the top. Of course, that large beetle in the middle, and the bottom mentions these are gilded playing cards, poker size. Really nice feel to it. Love the texture of that embossing too. On the sides, it says finest quality with more of that damask pattern, expertly crafted on the other. Some ad copy for Stockholm, Oath, and Cardamundi, who printed the cards on the bottom. And then on the top, you can see it's not individually numbered, but it does say this is a limited edition of 777 decks. The back is not the back design of the cards like you see on a lot of decks, but it does include more of that really nice embossing with the damask pattern and a couple of gold emblems, one with the Gentleman Wake logo on it and the other one with a Stockholm 17. You get a really unique triangular cutout for the thumb here, and the inner flap features another Gentleman Wake logo, and of course these are presented by the Gentleman Wake. More of that quilted looking pattern on the inner flaps, and you can already see some absolutely brilliant gold damask foil printing for the interior. Really nice, love how it shines. And on the bottom you even get a fun little reveal. Hopefully that kind of shows up, a little hard to get it focused. But at the bottom, you get a card reveal. It just says your card at the bottom. There's a little tongue-in-cheek magic trick possible there for you. So great job on the tuck case. Lautrec really outdid himself with it. But let's take a look at the deck. Now you may have seen this when I was opening up the tuck case, certainly read it on the front, but this is a gilded deck in brilliant gold. We've all seen gold gilds before. This is really nicely done. Look at that mirror finish in my finger there. Really nice smooth finish to the gilding, so they did a really nice job with that. And it's amplified by the fact that that gold gilding matches some of that brilliant gold foil that's used on the card backs. It's a great mix to kind of have that gilding wrapped to the foil on the front. And without that said, let's take a look at the back design. So in addition to the gold, you get some green patterning in the back here. You can see that green kind of has a little bit of texture to it. It's not a solid color, almost like a green felt that's lining the back of the card. The main design feature though is the pair of Gentleman Wake spade pips. These are made out of kind of a look at the Gentleman Wake logo. So you see the T cross, the G here in the middle, and then the W forming the swoops of the spade. It's kind of done in a little bit of an intaglio style. It gives it a real vintage flair to it overall. You can see those little lines and hashes in it. Kind of has a hand-drawn feel to it too. Lots of other gold details. These center sort of mechanical elements do feature, a little bit hard to see there, but there's a XVII for 17 in Roman numerals. You get the gold scarabs on the side, more of that damask pattern in gold foil in the corners, and finishes out with the gold foil poker border. Love the metallics that are used on this, and Cardamundi always does such a great job with their super ornate foil work. So that's the back design of the cards. The deck does include a pair of jokers, and they kind of continue with that upscale Victorian feel and feature a couple of fun characters. The first one, dressed in kind of 1800s garb, is Shakespeare the Cat, who's kind of standing on the street advertising his one cat band that you can watch for a nickel. And then on the black joker, you have a second one. This is Mr. Fox, who is a purveyor of fine custom playing cards, which cost only 17 cents. A little nod to Stockholm 17. So really fun jokers. Love the artwork on those. You do get one gaff card, Blank Facer. And you can see here really clearly that cream color that's used instead of a true white. Again, kind of lending itself to that vintage feel. And then you get an ad card, which talks about the Gentleman Wake and crafted by Stockholm17. It has, again, that really Victorian style to it. Now into the main part of the deck, and we'll start, of course, with the Ace of Spades, the power ace of this deck, and it is magnificently done. Huge spade pip with that Gentleman Wake logo. Again, you can kind of see that intaglio or hand-drawn style to it. Really elegant feel. The banners give you the name of the deck. The Gentleman Wake presents the Parlour, and then crafted by Stockholm17. You get the date of the deck's creation, 2019 in Roman numerals, and a deep black, nice, easy to read, and fairly standard pip and index. They're really nicely done. I love this Ace of Spades, one of the nicest ones out there. The other three aces are all much more normal, feature just pretty standard pips. The red's kind of a deep crimson, and you can see a little bit on the red. It's not quite a solid pattern. There's a little bit of texture in there just to give it some extra shape and feel. I think it's a nice, subtle, but nice touch. So there's your other three aces, pretty standard. The number cards are nothing too special either. Pips are given classic placement. You do get a slightly custom kind of extra little flares in the font that's used for the number card, for the pips or the indices in the corner, but nothing too out of the ordinary. So the reds are more of a deep crimson red with that extra texture. The blacks are just a regular true black, but otherwise pretty normal number cards. Keeps it a nice functional deck. And then into the hearts, and then we get to the courts. The courts are fairly standard, definitely inspired by the classic bicycle court, but they're given a little bit of a facelift that I think is really nicely done. A little cleaner look to the faces. The garb is given kind of a custom color, some of that blue removed to give it a cleaner look to it overall. And each one of the courts you'll see is holding a little custom implement in their hand that's kind of in keeping with the Gentleman Wake brand, that sort of upscale luxury feel. So you have the opera glasses there for the Jack of Spades, the quill in the hand of the Queen of Spades, or the revolver on the King of Spades. So every one of the court cards, you'll see those extra little touches. There's that lion-headed cane being held by the Jack of Diamonds, magnifying glass. So extra little touches all the way through. I like them. I love the subtle customizations that give it something special without being over the top. And there's your Jack of Hearts. And then the Queen and King of Hearts, the last two courts are something a little extra special. You'll notice the custom faces on these that are drawn in. So this is the Gentleman Wake here himself. You may recognize him from his YouTube channel. And his wife, Lisa Quinn, makes her way onto the Queen of Hearts. I think personally, sometimes you see custom faces that are done on court cards and they're really poorly done, really cheesy look to them. These I think are actually really well drawn. So kudos to them for working out clean look to them. And by the way, you'll notice that Gentleman Wake is holding a little 7 of diamonds reveal in his hand. So nice extra touch. So that is the deck. As far as handling, these handle surprisingly well for a gilded deck. That gilding definitely will get you stuck a little bit, so in fans it'll get a little clumpy, but honestly not much. You get a brilliant shine when you fan these. So kudos to Cardamundi on the handling of the deck, especially with a foiled and gilded deck. I was highly impressed. These are printed on the Cardamundi B9 stock with that true linen finish that they're so well known for. And for me, that's got to be one of my favorite stock and finish in the world. So I love how these feel, super smooth, nice, just feel and handling to the deck overall. But what is the deck used for? Well, with a deck this limited, obviously a lot of people are going to keep it just as a collector's item. It's going to be sealed. But for me, I think this is a great deck for super upscale gameplay. I think that's the best use of this deck. Certainly functional enough for Magic. Lots of little reveals and gaffes along the way that would make it more than suitable for Magic. But for me, upscale gameplay is really where this is at. Although I acknowledge most people are going to keep this as a collector's deck. But that's it. That is the Free the Pip Friday edition for the Parlour Dynastinae. Hope you enjoyed this look. And hey, if you have some rare decks in your collection you haven't opened up yet, maybe I'll use this as a little push to go open up some, enjoy some of what's inside those tucks. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings. Go check out the Gentleman Wake and let me know what else you want to see on this channel. But that's it for now, and I'll see you for the next one.